Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Queen Sugar review. Yes, it is Tuesday, the day the show aired. Okay, listen. Baby, when I tell you they put episode 11 on a pair of roller skates and squeezed 5 gallons of baby oil onto the ice rink and then shoved the whole episode hard out onto the oily mess, honey, and watched it. Ooh, my, child. It was more action than we done seen in the previous 10 episodes, baby. But when I tell you this joker was on roller skates, and baby oil, and somebody flung it hard out onto that old greasy ice, honey, and watched it flop around. Okay, let's talk about it. Oh, then they got the nerve to end the episode by saying just one more episode before the season finale. I was like, one more episode. Don't get my hopes up. It's 2 more episodes before the season is over. Okay. And if they give it methamphetamines and crack rock like they did episode 11, baby, you best to hold on. You best to hold on. All right. Listen, we got to see everybody this episode except for Blue and Charlie. Okay. I don't think we got to see Dominic. I don't know. I was 8 minutes late for the episode because I had to go get me a little piece of something to eat so I can take my pain pill. But listen, I come in on Ralph Angel talking with Darla, and they are just, encouragement and love, until he bring up Chase, baby. Now he got to go down here and speak before the bank board and the senator over the agriculture commission or something, child. I don't know. About how the bank been doing, right? They launching an investigation, right? And you know how they do on this show. Everybody got to go before a council, a panel, a committee full of mostly white folks, white men, more importantly. But he getting all sassafrased up and dressed up and everything is going good, encouragement and love, and then he bring up Chase, child. And she is like, I don't know why you can't just let this go. And I'm like we are all saying. But y'all know what I told y'all last review earlier today. I said this is about Ralph Angel's ego. I'm telling you. Now, he want to make it about Blue, which I understand to a certain degree. But most of it is about his ego. And he all but says it. Don't you want to make him pay? She was like, he is paying. What about Blue? He gonna try to go see Blue. He don't want to have nothing to do with Blue. Don't that infuriate you? She was like, yes, it does infuriate me, but we can't have it both ways. It infuriates me, but it doesn't frighten me as much as him trying to contact Blue and deal with Blue. He's scum of the earth. We can't have it both ways. And he was like, you got an answer for everything. She was like, please don't do that. He was like, please don't do that. And she was like, hey, let's just talk about it. I'm done talking about it. She was like, we need to work through this. I don't work through it enough. I was like, oh, okay, Ralph Angel. Okay, Ralph Angel. Very mature, right? So they go on to the board meeting, and they see the bank manager, the one that fired the man that gave them all the secrets, the one that's been helping the Landrys and discriminating against all the black folks in the town. They see him and he was like, if you people would just mind your business, none of this would be necessary. And he's like, but you brought this all on yourself. And he goes inside, and one of the people that's sitting on the board, he's like, hey, right? They clan members, right? They are part of the same clan. You know what I'm saying? They attend the same clan rally. And Ralph Angel was like, these white folks, you don't never stop. They always all buddy. And they looking out for each other. When good folks like us, we don't never stand a chance. And Prosper said, can I talk to you for a minute? In other words, Pecan Sandy done gave Prosper all the encouragement he need. You know what I'm saying? And he, all the man that I've ever need. Right? And he speaks to Ralph Angel. And he tell Ralph Angel, he's like, listen, put your big boy panties on. You're not just doing this for you, doing this for your father. Okay, we all know how it goes, but you have the opportunity to speak truth to the power. And you doing this not just for you doing this for your father and your father's legacy. I think I mentioned this already, Ralph Angel, but it's fine. Prosper rallies him, hugs him up, and sends him on inside. Now, of course, when they get in there, Ralph Angel tells what's going on. And the white man in charge and all the other white men, of course, they want to discredit Ralph Angel. They want to bring up his jail time. And they want to say how Sam Landry is a good man. And woo, 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 woo. And Ralph Angel stands his ground. He brings up the fact that his land is gone and Parthena's land is gone. Meanwhile, Landry and Boudreaux more than 18 months behind in their payments. But Miss Parthena wasn't no more than 90 days, child, and they done took all her land that's been in her family for generations and generations. And so the white man said, oh, you know what, we're going to consider all of this maybe later, sometime later. I don't know. We'll get back with you. Thank you for your time and your consideration. And it was a black senator that is over the Agriculture Commission. And she said, ho, 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 ho. Now, I want to hear more about this. Okay, and these other black farmers. I want all the paperwork on my desk. And we launching a full-scale January 6th investigation into the whole matter. What we're not going to do is sweep it all up under the rug, right? We're going to bring a committee together to look and peel through these evidence one by one. This is what she tell him. And she said, and listen, and I will get back with you, Mr. Bordelon, as to what were the other names of the people that was involved? Boudreaux and Landry. She said, get me all the paperwork. Gets me all the evidence. Okay. And he was like, will do. And Prosper was like, woo, 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 woo. Right? It was a proud moment. It was a very, very, very proud moment. Okay. Listen, now if I done knocked on Betty door, and Betty in Seattle, child, and she didn't have a talk with Betty. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel like Betty had much nothing to say. Now, she did have some very valuable things to help us with the Landry situation, but it wasn't as scandalous as they was trying to make it out to be, child. It really just was not. And come to find out that Betty didn't care nothing about the land. All she wanted was Parker back. Oh, I'm sorry, not Parker. Imani, child. Parker is her white name, child. Her black name is Imani. Okay, and what happened was her daddy came along and whispered in her ear, and she started siding with her daddy and forgetting the black side, right? That's how she done got to be so disrespectful and have no reverence for her people or her culture or anything. And Betty said she don't care nothing about the land. She tell Vi, she said, what I want is my daughter back. So she gonna get together with Vi, and they gonna go back down to St. Joe, and they gonna get it all regulated with Parker / Imani and Landry. Now, before we get into that real good, let's talk about Micah. Micah meets his fund manager. His granny done set him up with a fund manager. She's a part of the hip, woke social media digital landscape that is the young people today. She's smart, she's intelligent, she is a go-getter. She has built her business from the ground up. She's very successful, and she knows a whole bunch of other people that's just like her that Micah can build a network and a community with. She takes him to dinner. She calls him to task. She asks him for his references, his digital portfolio, his business plan, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Micah's not about to stray. What Micah's about to do is be led into his destiny, right? Because he's hooking himself up with the right people. She takes him to this social spot where the who's who of the community are artists, restaurateurs, chefs, just all types of creatives, right? And she introduces them. Some of them know him, some of them know his work, some of them admonished him for what he did to his parents with that NFT situation, and they were all like, "You're better than that. Like we saw all of your work you did with the hurricane and the volunteerism and all of these things, and like, y'all, you can really, really have a place here. Like really, really make a difference. Like really, really change the world." And Michael was like, "I hope so. I hope so. I hope so." And just like he does with everybody he meets, he is instantly enamored. Instantly enamored. I don't know how much we can get done in the next 2 episodes, but he's always, like I said, instantly enamored with everyone, right? It's a great moment for him. I just don't understand with all this social media and these digital opportunities at his fingertip. Why isn't he taking photos and pictures and compiling digital evidence against the Landrys, the banks, and all of this stuff, and just inundating social media? Like, this is Micah's gift. Photography, being able to capture on video and on film what is going on, the moment, evidence of what's happening in the moment. He can help his family tremendously just by going online, tweeting, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things to show what's going on in St. Joe, right? But for whatever the reason, the writers are not writing him as helping in the family, as participating in saving his family's land and saving the community of St. Joe, but instead they're showing him on the outskirts pursuing his own dreams, and not being able to diversify, multitask. But at any rate, Micah's learning. He's got a new positive community, so you know what I'm saying? Yay, Micah. Right? Okay, so that's Micah. Ciao. Nova went to see Aunt Martha, child. Aunt Martha been dead for a month. First, she go around there with what look like some lavender plants, child. And she gonna take them around there to see Aunt Martha. Now, she ain't called Aunt Martha in a month of Sundays, okay? She look around and see all Aunt Martha plants dead, okay? Aunt Martha? Aunt Martha? And she looking through the windows. Woman come around back. This her neighbor. She taking care of the property. Aunt Martha been dead a month. A month. Huh? A month. This what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Nova, you been out here walking through the shade trees with this woman down here at the cafe. You know what I'm saying? That you ain't seen since high school. Okay? You're around here writing novels and books about all the lovers in your life. Meanwhile, your Aunt Martha dead as a doorknob and you didn't even know it. You the only next to kin, and ain't nobody called you and said nothing. They done embalmed this woman, buried her in the ground, and you were none the Mickey Fricky wiser. And then you're gonna sit at the bar with Billy and commiserate. I don't understand. I should have went to see her, and she was so much like my mother, and my mother had a gift, and she had a gift, and I had that gift too. It's no reason I shouldn't have gone to see her. If I had gone to see her, I would have known. If you had been seeing her regularly, you would have been next to kin. Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. It ain't just the month that she died. It's these many years before. Huh? You only go see Martha when you need Martha's encouragement. When you need Martha's reinforcement. Martha been told you got your mama's gift and you done zilch with it. Oh yeah, you had the ring shout. You did. You had your little ring shout, child, and changed the world for 2 seconds. Okay, ring shout, taken back. I was just flabbergasted. And then you're going to sit there in the woman's house, in that dusty house, and then the next door neighbor tell you that these are the things that she left for you. Well, did Martha leave a number? Did you even give Martha a good number to reach you at? Had the people been calling you? You just been rolling them over? She going to sit there and flip through the Aunt Martha's book of flowers and plants, for healing and herbs and teas and things of that nature. She flipping through it and touching the pages like they mean something. No, if you don't get the hell. I ain't blaming you, Rutina. I'm blaming the writers. I still say though, Nova, if you don't get the hell. What? What? Now you at the bar. You don't. Now you at the bar with Billy and y'all commiserating. Okay. Now let's go on back. Listen, Parker telling her daddy she's sick of St. Joe. She ready to go back home to Atlanta. And she want to get this land deal done so she can get her money and she can get the heck home. He tells her, listen, just be patient. Just be patient. After we meet with the council, like I said, it's always a council, a committee, a panel or something. They got to go hat in hand, pleading themselves to somebody do. And usually it's a cavalcade of white folks. He tells her all the money problems, all of this, all of that, all the investigations, everything, all that's going to be resolved once we sell this land deal for this mall, this strip mall, and this road to be drawn through. And then she can go on about her way and it's all going to be fine. And she like, fine. So they in the committee meeting and Prosper is there and some of the other farmers because it really is like a community meeting and it's a board meeting, right? And they got the right to speak and have their comments. But first, Parker's like, listen, let's go ahead and sign on the paperwork. Let me get my check and let me go. And Prosper said, no, I got something to say. We're supposed to be, according to the bylaws, we're supposed to be able to speak. And she was like, oh, okay, let the community comments begin. Okay, but just go ahead and put my name on the check, if you will. So Prosper was like, I've been a farmer here and I've lived here in the land and I'm ashamed. And she is just like, just go ahead and let him speak. And so he opens the door and in walks Vi and Betty, right? And she had already told Betty how Parker acted down at the other council meeting. And so Betty walked in and Betty said, Sam Landry, how you gonna sell land that ain't even yours, that you don't even own? And he just stood there quiet. And Parker was like, Mama, what are you doing here? And she was like, Amani, I came to get you. It was like, Amani, my name is Parker. Ain't nobody asked you about that land. Why are you even here? You don't even care about that land. And baby, when I tell you, Betty looked at Landry and didn't say a word, and Landry looked at Parker and told Parker to watch your mouth. I will eat your mama's dirty draw. Oh, he said, I will definitely sell my soul to the devil, but I will fight you cool, smooth right now if you say one a kind word to the love of my life. Okay? Come to find out, child, She done busted up the whole meeting. He can't sell property that he don't own. The people that own the property is Betty and Imani. That's right. Imani trying to sell the property like it's solely hers, but the person that owns the property outright is her and her mom. She can't sell that property at all without her mom's consent. Cause to find out Sam Landry and Betty still married. He couldn't follow through on the divorce. He gave her a monthly stipend to take care of her, okay? And he gave her the land, okay? And he gave her custody of her money, okay? And sent her on her way. So she left, right? She left, her and the baby. That's when he doubled back, when he got in financial trouble and realized he had the land. He went and seeked out Imani and groomed her so he could get that land and sell that land and have her sign off on it. Betty being none the wiser. Imani being easily led and nose wide open about the money. Maybe she infatuated with white folks too. I don't know. She is half white. But she just is rude and nasty acting as Sam Landry. As a matter of fact, he probably a little better acting than she is. She tell her mama she don't care nothing about that land. I live in Atlanta no more than you do. And she said, baby, I had to leave here. I had to leave here, but the way your daddy, listen, I want you to come. She was so upset and so disrespectful to her mama, she storms out. Well, when she storms out, she goes down to the bar, the same bar Nova at, talking about Aunt Martha and how wrong she was for never spending no time with Aunt Martha, seeing about Aunt Martha, making sure Aunt Martha was straight, knowing you her only kinfolks. I don't know how them folks buried her without no family there at all. It's ridiculous. And Billy gonna say, do you still have the second sight that you used to have when you was little? You used to think about people and talk them up, and then you get so emotional about them and almost go in a trance. She was like, I do it sometimes, but my power's not as strong as my mama or my Aunt Martha. Maybe because your mama's gone and you ain't spent every bit of time with Aunt Martha enough to hone your powers. Have you thought about that? You're too busy on your back or on your belly with some piece of this or some piece of that. Huh? You too busy out here walking. You know what? Let me not even get on Nova. I would be devastated. I would be devastated. Oh my gosh. My mama, only sister. Only thing left I had of my mama. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So Parker come in and go sit at the bar. And Billy decides she gonna go talk to her. Billy go up and talk to her and order a whiskey with both of them. And Parker so bougie. Parker said, I would have ordered a martini, but they don't know how to make it here. And she said, well, you might be surprised, Billy said. And she sat down and she did talk to Parker. And she told Parker, we in here. And she looked back at Nova. And then Parker was like, she said, you want to join us? And Parker was like, no, I don't think so. Because she think that Nova going to want to snatch her eyelashes off, right? Especially since she done stole her family land, which is what she should be doing, actually. But again, we on roller skates and baby oil here. So Parker sit down. They drinking out of plastic cups. What looked like Coca-Cola, but it's supposed to be whiskey. I was like, ain't it supposed to be a little lighter brown in there? It showed this dark. Like, I was like, what kind of whiskey? Bourbon? Maybe, but not whiskey. Anywho. And she gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Well, you ever thought about why your mama left? You left here. I know. I've never really thought about it. And she said, oh, by the way, she said, Parker said, did you ever meet up with that man I told you to call? And she said, yeah, as a matter of fact, we getting married. I think we're supposed to be excited about that. But this the one time Billy had something to say that I wanted to hear. She told Parker, you ever think about why your mama left and why she never came back? And then she said, no, I really didn't think about all that. And she said, well, she did it for you. She did it to help you, to save you, right? And she told her, she said, you think about how much she had to be going through to leave here, but then to come back. And she came back for you. And she said that me and Nova both know a lot about running from your past and how your past can change you, acknowledging your past, woo, 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 woo. Anyway, they all three must have made nice, okay? All right, because later on we going to come back together. Now listen, Ralph Angel back down at the house now. All the good that's done happened to him throughout the day, he's still back at home torturing Darla about this Chase situation. But this time he making it all about Blue. He want to tell Blue that Chase is his daddy. And he also want to tell Blue that, now Chase know that Ralph Angel ain't his blood daddy, right? But he don't know that Chase is his real daddy or how he came to be conceived. And Ralph Angel want to tell it. Of course, Darla is like, no, I don't want my son to associate that brutal night with his birth, with his existence. You know, and Ralph Angel said he's a smart boy. She said he is 11 years old. Who in the hell sends an 11-year-old away to another? Anyway, I digress. And so she tells him, I don't want to do this. And he was like, well, I do. He is smart. He's smart enough to handle it. He's handled other things. He can handle this. And she, you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy that this thing has gotten him so out of sorts that he is really, really doing what she was afraid he would do. I mean, he's not being violent, but he's obsessing. He's obsessing. You know, I could see telling him about Chase. First of all, Chase signed an NDA, so he can't tell Blue. But, I mean, I guess he could slip around and do it. But if it's that big a deal, bring your son home. Don't you want your family near you? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I do agree Blue need to know. 11, I don't know. 11 and he don't live with y'all. He not there with y'all every day that you can talk to him. You can see if he's depressed, if he's sad, if he's acting out. You don't know all of these things. You got somebody else being his guardian, but you're going to take this bombshell and drop it in an 11-year-old's lap, and then you be like, okay, see you next time you're in St. Joe. It's weird. It's weird. So I'm with Darla on this. Not now. Not now. You know what I mean? Well, he made such a big stink. He goes over to see Betty and Vi, because Vi having a party so everybody can meet Betty. He goes over there without him. But listen, before the party started, Vi and Betty at the diner. Vi's Prize Pies. And Dinah, and they chit-chatting and talking. And then in walks Sam Landry. And Vi is like, you are not welcome here, Sam Landry. And he was and Betty was like, you know what, it's okay, Vi. It's fine. Well, he got a manila envelope. And he tells her that he is giving her the land, all of the land, every teensy bitsy piece and part of the land, free and clear. You know, hers and Parker's, free and clear. How you gonna give her something that already belonged to her, sir? Well, he doesn't want this getting out to the public. He don't want the backlash if it gets out in public. Hence why Michael is important. But I digress. And he was like, when I saw you, you took my breath away. She said, don't you do it. He was like, please let me smell your toenails. If I could just get a piece of your earwax to take home with me? And she was like, I wish I would let you drink my dirty bath water. She said, you could have had it all. You could have had a wife you adored and a beautiful child, and you could have been a pillar of this community, an honest, upstanding individual. What did you decide to do? You were a coward. And you chose to be a coward over your family. Well, she married to the man, so I mean, he must have ditched her and paid her to go away. But it's still just, for me, it just still don't feel as scandalous as they was making it out to be. I feel like what's in Vi's little metal tin can box is a lot more scandalous, right? Even with Aunt Vi, like, I'm telling all the stuff I know. Well, come to find out, I think it was Ernest and Vi and Prosper showed her what to ask for in her I guess extortion papers, because they ain't divorced. It wasn't divorce papers. It was kind of like a settlement for her to go away. They helped her get, everything that she did get. I mean, she's very well taken care of, right? And she's still married to the man. So if he dropped dead tomorrow, she owned it all, basically. And so Vi was like, you don't want me to tell what I know. This is what she knows. Basically. He goes to talk to her, and she, gets a little closer to her. Like I said, he just want her toenail clippings, a couple of pieces of hair, and I was about to go too far. This is what he want. He just want to smell her perfume. I mean, he got close enough to her, and he was like, she turned her back on him, and he walked out. I was like, oh, okay. It's supposed to be this moment. All right, y'all tell me what y'all think. Did you get what you needed from the situation? Okay, so now Vi is at home. Ralph Angel has had the argument with Darla. He's over there by himself. Vi and Betty getting ready. They sitting down. In walks Ralph Angel. He hugs her. He thanks her for her part. And she gives him the land. She tells him she's proud of him. He's got the co-op and all of this stuff. And she loved his daddy. And his daddy was the greatest. And he would be so proud of what Ralph Angel has done. I was like, I beg to differ. Because he lost 800 acres. Okay. Anyway, I don't know how many acres she got, child, but she decides what Landry gave her, she don't care about it no way, and Parker don't care about it no way. She just want the money. She gonna get a land to Ralph Angel. So Ralph Angel done got Nova's check for writing the movie, and now he done got 2 plots of land that belong to Betty and Parker. She done gave it flat out. Now how she can get that land, how he gonna give her all the rights to the land that he didn't have rights to in the first place, okay, and how she gonna give her and Parker's land away without Parker knowing, you know what I'm saying, or consenting to her giving it to Ralph Angel. It was so weird. This is what I mean by roller skates and baby oil, right? Roller skates and baby oil, right? He can't sell land that don't belong to him, but he can give you full rights to that land, right? And then you gonna take that land and just flat out give it to Ralph Angel to do whatever. Give it to the co-op, sell it, and get your land back. Like, baby oil and roller skates. You get what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? You get it? Okay. He can't thank her enough. He hugs her down. Well, Prosper comes over. They all have a laugh and dinner. And then who comes in the middle of all of this laughing and catching up and all of this stuff? But Billy. Nova, and Parker. They come in and Parker's acting scared and shy because she knows she done been scandalous and scurrilous and ruthless. You know what I'm saying? And they should technically be scratching her eyes out, but because they cool with Betty and they need her to help take down her daddy, then they all trying to be fake kind. But Ralph Angel is side eyeing her like, okay. And she's like, Mama, why didn't you tell me that he ran you off? Huh? Why didn't you tell me that he disowned you or whatever she said, child, whatever it was. The actress that was playing Parker, she was trying to give us so many visual emotions. It was off-putting. I was like, what is wrong with her? Is she having a TIA or she was I was like, what is wrong with this? Why? Why did you? And Nova stops her and says, Vi said, why don't you come and sit down? Because Betty said, I didn't tell you because I wanted you to make your own decision about your father. Okay, Betty. You knew what kind of man he was. You get what I'm saying? And she was like, I don't know if they want me sitting at their table because I've been a real piece of work. And everybody was like, Hollywood. Hollywood was like, we got a seat right here for you. And Prosper was like, have a seat, baby. And Ralph Angel was sitting there like, I gotta go. I think I hear my wife calling me. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's that. That is that. That's how this ends. Okay? I mean, I'm looking over it. Okay? That's it. That's how it ends. They welcome her in. They hoping they get Amani this time and not Parker. Okay? All is well. Betty, just like that, she won her daughter back. She got the land back. She took that land and gave it to Ralph Angel. He ain't got his land, but he got Betty land. You know what I'm saying? Betty and Parker's land. Prosper got his back straightened out and his mind right, but because he taking daily doses of pecan sandy. You know what I mean? Billy gonna get married to Vince. Micah's on the straight and narrow. He's got a positive community, a plan and a path ahead. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all good in the hood, right? It's all good in the hood. That is episode 11. It's called We Can Be. It should be called Roller Skates and Baby Oil. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. Let me know. You guys are so smart and observant. I can't wait for us to talk about episode 11 down below. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.